Okay, the fourth functional instrument in laparoscopy is your manipulator. Okay, now in my experience, you just need only one manipulator which you are comfortable with. Okay, you can do a lot of, almost all the surgery you can actually complete with just one manipulator. So you can either, the most important thing why do you need manipulator is that so that you can activate and move the uterus, because sometimes you need some movement of the uterus to ensure that you can have access to the area where you want to do the surgery. Now, such as you want to do a dissection which involves additional-lysis, you need some form of traction and counter-traction. Sometimes with the use of a good manipulator, you can actually intubate the uterus, and at the same time you can actually develop a space between the uterus and the rectum, or uterus and the peritoneum, which is adhered to it. Alright. Now there are two basic manipulators. Now this manipulator is called the Cohen manipulator. This is basically used for insufflation. Okay. In terms of the use for surgery, basically it does not give you a good intubation and mobilization procedures for the uterus. Okay, because the reason is that the tip is very small and is short compared to this. Okay, alright. So it doesn't fit in well into the cavity. Okay, it just go into the up to the isthmus level. So it doesn't go into the cavity. It doesn't go into the endometrial cavity. So if you want to intubate, you find that you cannot intubate the uterus fully. So you avoid this type of manipulator unless you want to do a insufflation and die. Okay. Now this manipulator is one of the most cheapest manipulator around. This is actually a disposable set. Okay, but you can buy in parts. You can buy this part alone. You can buy this part together. Okay. So basically, this manipulator is called Hazim manipulator. So it actually uses the backbone of the manipulator is actually this stainless steel rod. Okay. Now this stainless steel rod goes into the uterus. Okay. Because of the size, okay, and the length, you can actually go into the cavity of the uterus. Okay, you can actually push it in up to the fundus. Okay, and you can actually use it to intubate the uterus and move to the left or to the right. Now, manipulators are good in normal, slightly bigger or medium-sized uterus, but in large uterus, you find that it is not easy to mobilize because of the weight of the uterus, as well as it is probably too big. It doesn't cause any movement. There's no space for the uterus to move, even if you can move it. All right. How to assemble this manipulator? Okay. This is a cone screw. Okay. So you assemble this with the sheath. Okay. And you put in the rod inside the sheath and the cone screw. Okay. Up to this level. Okay. Okay, and then you can actually, this screw gadget here is actually to hold up the position of your length that you have already think that is suitable for your cannulation of the uterus. Okay. Okay, so you find that it's actually stuck, it can't move. Okay. Now as you go into the cavity, okay, you don't actually have to screw this, but it provides some form of resistance so that it stays there. Okay, once you have put it like this, okay, you cannulate the uterus. Once you have cannulated the uterus, okay, then you want to make sure that if you want just for the purpose of intubation for additional-lysis without doing any colpotomy, this is adequate. Alright, but if you want to do a colpotomy, if you want to do a hysterectomy, okay, you have to put in this cone. Okay, this cone has two markings. One is the upper and the lower marking. Basically, is you want to know where you want to cut the vagina cuff. Alright, so this will actually go and fit into the cervix. Alright, and it will distend part of the vaginal tissue, and you can actually see as it moves where to actually cut. Okay, so it will provide you some form of guidance on the where you want to cut and do your colpotomy. Okay, so once you have put it in, okay, you put the cone from the outside to the inside and push it in until you reach the cervix. Okay, this cone cannot move in further. Okay, so sometimes you can actually cause injury, or you can cause some laceration during the process if you push it. The other thing is that you will acquire more vaginal tissue to this. Okay, so sometimes you can't fix in the cervix. Okay, you just stay like that. You can't go into the cervix. The cervix is not that big. Okay, alright. So you just need to just go into the cervix. Okay, so most of the time you just use a small cone. A lot of people think that the bigger cone is better, but actually the smaller cone is much more better and much more easier to navigate during the process of polypotomy. Okay. So once you have put it in, okay, you want to stabilize the cone and make sure that it stays there. So this apparatus here, just put it inside through the sheath, okay, and push it, okay, and then there is a screw head, okay, and just screw it here, so it will stop the cone from moving out, okay, because it will make sure that it stays at that. Now, the fifth classification of instrument is your suction and irrigation set, which consists of your suction and aspiration needle. Okay, this is a reusable suction. This is a disposable suction. As I said, the patient can afford, or you have a facility that can afford, it is better for you to use a disposable suction for your surgery, because there's a lot of hinges and screws. Sometimes there are a lot of debris can get stuck to all these areas. Okay, so sometimes you may not get a full good suction ability if you have a slightly suboptimal functional suction. Okay, one of the most important instrument when doing surgery, because it actually can provide you some form of ability to lose a lot of dissection. Okay, as you do dissection, you have to put in some form of suction pressure, because when you actually dissect to that area may actually be flooded with blood or secretion, okay, because of your dissection. So you put in some pressure and you actually suck the debris or the blood out, and you can actually see the area much better. So it will actually cause the dissection to be much smoother and well directed. Okay. But just a reminder, if you have bleeding in the abdomen, try not to irrigate immediately. What you need to do is just to clear off the clots and blood. Alright. Now at the end of the surgery, once you have finished doing the surgery, then only you irrigate. Okay.